eras. Let's be nice and say governance eras of, it's this way, and then a certain group branched out, and then another certain group, the founding group, in fact, branched out. And then now we have something right now. Everything was very peaceful for like a year or so, and then there was some like Reddit drama, but I don't know how seriously to take that. But basically, what I'm worried about, I guess, is the inability of, if maybe this is a vulnerability in the system, and obviously, like for example, if you are in combat or something and someone bests you, the wrong move is to blame your opponent for being better than you. The right move is to say, what weakness of mine did he exploit? And so I'm wondering if there's a weakness in these decentralized cryptocurrencies that someone's able to come in and rent seek and have an inability or an ability to sort of manipulate public opinion and do some astroturfing and troll farms and stuff, and then just sort of take that over. On the one hand, yes, they're bad people. Yes, they took it over. Yes, they did something wrong. On the other hand, do you think there's some sort of a weakness in the system that they exploited?
So as a libertarian, I think you'll agree with me. Like, I think you could make that argument about human society as a whole. We have this weakness in that a small group of people can come in and trick everybody else into thinking that we need a ruling class to boss us around and tax us and draft us and enslave us and do all of those things. And like the majority of people say, oh yeah, if we didn't have a ruling class to boss us around, society would fall apart. And so like maybe that's just an argument about any big enough group of humans that they can be tricked and manipulated into thinking that you need to be bossed around by some people that are, basically the overlords of the system. And so I don't know, how do we change that? Maybe AI will figure that out, and AI won't be susceptible to the same issues. But I don't know. I'm just a human.
Yeah, for sure. Now, the one thing I think was very interesting about this last decade or so, because I come into crypto knowing, a lot about some things, but nothing about crypto. And then I expected Bitcoin to last forever as I wanted it to, and it didn't. It changed. And there's a bunch of things that I'm learning along the way. And one thing that I maybe didn't fully anticipate was, as soon as Bitcoin did not turn out the way that I thought the global economy would reward, right? And then there's alternatives that objectively, if you're saying what is more secure, what is faster, what is easier to use, what has more utility, a lot of these kinds of things. I mean, Bitcoin Cash is kind of the flagship bearer of this, but there's so many other chains, whether it's a Dash, whether it's a Monero, whether it's Zcash, which Zcash traded for significantly higher than Bitcoin in the beginning and now is like exponentially lower, just so much lower. And you have so many of these examples of projects that showed a lot of promise, showed a lot of utility, but for some reason, face to face with Bitcoin, the free market did not reward nearly as well. Do you have any kind of what are your thoughts on that? Like, why did the free market, that's always right, that always should reward the good things, they always whatever, why did it keep on dumping capital into the thing that doesn't work, the broken thing, and the things that do work, that work well? Clearly some people are using them, but it just hasn't competed nearly as well in the free market, in the, let's say, relatively free market. Do you have any theories on how things turned out that way?
Yeah, so I kind of roll my eyes every time I hear the Bitcoin maximalists say the free market has spoken. It just shows in Bitcoin. It's like, are you people really that stupid and that short-sighted to think the free market has spoken and chosen Bitcoin? Like, the free market is never, ever, ever done deciding. It's constantly deciding, right? Last year, the dollar was the most popular thing. Next year, it'll be something else. Before iPhone, it was, Nokia. Before Nokia, it was something else. Before Nintendo, it was Atari, and then after Nintendo, it's PlayStation. Like, the free market is never, ever, ever done deciding. So to like say, oh, the free market's decided, it's chosen Bitcoin, like, you're either an idiot or you're willfully blind trying to like pump your own bags there. Like, to say, oh, the free market's decided, like, get off of it, right? And so in regards to that, and like the other side too, this isn't a free market. It's not even close to a free market. The government's controlling everything. You have to get permission for this and permission for that. And they're arresting people for this and throwing software developers in jail for that. So it's not even remotely a free market. And then there's all the censorship on top of that. So like, the whole idea that the market has decided and it's decided on Bitcoin, like today, Bitcoin has the biggest like market cap of the cryptocurrencies. There is absolutely no guarantee that that's going to be the case tomorrow. And I think the one
Mm,
tomorrow that will have the biggest market cap will be the one that's the most useful to the most number of people for whatever it is they're trying to accomplish. And is it going to be Bitcoin? Maybe. Maybe it's going to be something else. But if you're just like an investor trying to make money on cryptocurrency stuff too, take the advice from the great hockey player Wayne Gretzky. You don't skate to where the money is, or you don't invest where the money already is. You invest to where the money's going to be, right? So he said, why is he good at hockey? Because he skates to where the puck's going to be, not to where it is currently. So if you want to make money in cryptocurrency today, invest in where the money's going to be, not where it already is. And so like, what's the usefulness of Bitcoin? I don't know. Maybe they'll get their act together and make it useful for people to actually use for all sorts of things. But from my point of view, I think people want privacy on their
mm.
financial transactions. I think people want privacy tokens. And so like I'm interested in those sorts of things. And so how good a job will governments do at disrupting privacy tokens and disrupting privacy, chains? Like pretty good. They've already, I'm recording this from South Korea. It's already illegal for every exchange in the country to list Monero or Zcash or any of these privacy tokens,
I should
which is
also add to that, as far as I know, Litecoin got delisted from some exchanges in Korea because of Mimblewimble.
yeah. So and that's frustrating. But people want that. And like if you want privacy on Bitcoin, I guess you can use what's